Welcome Restoration Druid enjoyers, I have a treat for you. This build is amazing, it performs and it's so much fun. So much fun. Before we start, I have two important information. One is, I didn't start recording. I just finished my 1 hour recording and then I was going to turn it off and it was not on. So if you see me annoyed, without energy or excitement, you know why. I am repeating same thing second time in a row because I didn't click record. Alright, back to be excited. This build is with a niche part, not many people are playing it, so there is not many data to know what is exactly best choice of talents, exactly tip-top min-maxed. That means this guide is what I tried. Well, I tried as many possibilities as I could, and this one I like the most. So maybe not exactly min-maxed, but it's performing very well and it's a lot of fun. So let's start with actual guide, and starting with stats. 20,000 haste as soon as possible, then get 10,000 mastery. Rest what is remained, it's going to versatility. In case you want to bet more on the damage, then go less mastery and more critical and versatility. It's not recommended because you cannot count on this healing that will do what you want it to do. More about it later. Let's move on talents. So this is quite Wild West. It's a little bit different than most of the builds, but let's go through it. Well, let's go through options you have mainly. If you are not using interrupt in kitty, sure, you can spare the stun point, and also this one is more or less just for the skull bash, because there is not many physical damage you'll be getting. There is some, but not many. And you can redistribute these points, and whenever you like, more defensive, you can go Sunfire. It will do some damage, but you want to use this stun somewhere else. So we can go for defense, or you can go more for increased healing taken. Anything you want from there. And if you don't want to sacrifice this interrupt in the kitty, you can keep it and you can sacrifice these two, but Star Icon doing is quite huge. It's increasing your damage by 5%. You want that, it's worth it. And then Star Such cooldown, it's fine too. But that 5% increase damage is nice. This is whatever. But yeah, you can also take these two talents if you really need some defensive or something else. We don't play with kitty. I tried it, it was not that good. As this healing from damage is the best when we have AoE and we're just casting Starfire and there's nothing to do with the kitty. And kitty is better for single target, but we are not healing much from damage on single target, so why focus on that? Let's focus on AoE, what we actually matters. In the middle, a little bit unusual change. Dream Battle, you can survive, and this can really save whole group, because if you get better timing on Convokes into the burst AoE damage, it's perfection. Alright, and from the right tree, there is not many options what to do here. Basically, if you are not completely sold for this build, just take any other build, like Valstalker, have 2 talents in Burning Leaves, or just whatever. It's usually you have 2 talents left here that can be used, and you can try first from that. I also started I choose Keeper of the Group, that usual talents with even Abundance I had, and I just talented 2 talents like I had it over here, and I take it away, put it there, and then I try it like this, so you can taste it a little, just like that. But if you go full ham, of course, this I think is the best choice of right trees. So little notes, what is not usual for most other builds is we don't need Verdancy, it's not doing much. If we don't play Verdancy, we don't even need Photosynthesis, because it's best for Verdancy, for that extra life blooms. Of course, extra life blooms are also extra heals, but we will spare down here, and we'll get Flourish that we can use quite decently too. Here we are choosing Convoke. Incarnation tree, it's fine to single target, just plus Vrats, but more about it later, that you cannot count on this healing, so it's not recommended. Convoke is better for that AoE boss healing, and no abundance. If you want to try with it, fine, but I prefer Scenario vibe. Alright, let's move on. Priorities, gameplay, rotation. Here, starting with the gameplay, I always talk about mastery with the Resto Druid because it's important. So our mastery is increasing all healing with every healing over time effect on a target. That means even heals that are not healing that much, but they are over time, they are contributing to this mastery, so you are healing more overall. So for example, it's a very good example is Efflorescence. This is 11 Stormvault. Efflorescence have part of Spring Blossom. It's doing nothing. I healed 1 billion, so 7 millions, 8 millions is nothing. But you have this little heals you have on everyone, almost non-stop. That means they are increasing all your other healing by your mastery. So it's worth it. Look, its tooltip is 16,000 over 6 seconds. It's absolutely nothing. People have 6 to 7 millions of health. But mastery. So yes, stacking healing artifacts even a week are worth it to empower other spells. One specialty for mastery, life blooms counting as 3 stacks. So it's not like 1 hot, but like 3 hots at the same time. Alright, let's start with the priorities. Wow, before I start that, I split priorities with like normal healing without damage, because damage highly depends on our situations. So I didn't put it in priorities, and also you cannot count on it because RNG. So I will go through normal priorities as we don't have this. The won't notice damage, we won't mention it at all. So we'll go through priorities like this. Healing from damage doesn't exist, and then after we are done with that, I'll talk about damage a lot and say when to do it, in which occasions, in which priorities to squeeze it in. But it's a lot of depends on situations. It will be really hard to put somewhere this damage in priorities. Let's then go through these priorities as we are healing like normal druids. So first and most important one is Life Bloom. So it can be on 2 targets. We know is applying, well, it's count as 3 stacks of mastery, so huge healing increase. It can be applied on 2 targets only, so usually 1 tank, because he's getting most damage and non-stop, so yeah, go for it. And then somebody who is getting constant damage. It doesn't matter, just choose somebody who is dying the most, 2 most dying targets, usually 1 tank. Also, we know already, Life Bloom is counting as 3 stacks for our mastery, so it's increasing our healing on the targets quite a lot. And the last part, but a huge part of Life Bloom, is every heal of Life Bloom. It's Omen of Clarity, it's passive, we have non-stop, not from towns anymore. It have 5% chance to cause a clear casting state. What is clear casting? Is making our regrowth free of mana, next regrowth. Free of mana, heal 30% more, and also heal additional target with the Nourish, and that Nourish is 60% effectiveness of normal Nourish, that is over here. So it's also important to keep Life Blooms, not only for their healings, but also this clear casting mechanics. And this clear casting can stack up to 2, with the Tranquil Might talent over here, but we play it will stack to 2. Alright, second priority, Efflorescence, is our circle on the ground. Keep under the group at most of the time. If group is moving too much, forget it. But when it's not, definitely keep it. Ideally under melees, ranged should come closer and stand in it. Go there, ranged DPS, come on. So it's healing, not a big deal on its own. We don't have Verdancy anymore anyway. So it's just nice passive healing, but a huge part is increasing our other heals. So even when you are doing damage and healing through that, it's increased by your mastery if they have this Spring Blossom. So yeah, you want to keep Efflorescence down. Quite high priority. Alright, moving on. Third priority is our Groove Guardian. Cheaper mana, not costing global cooldown, and short cooldown overall. It's great way to increase your healing, so anytime something needs to be healed, just click it. Costing you almost nothing and no time too. What they do, they will cast Swiftment and then keep spamming Nourish until they will perish. But there is more about them. When you use 3, you'll also get Dream Petals. So next direct heal, you'll also heal 2 additional targets. It's about 100,000 each. So additional heal. Then for every 3 that is active right now, it's increasing every single of your heal by 5%. And it's also increasing Rejuvenation, Efflorescence, and Life Bloom by 10%. So 1 stack for each 3 that is active right now. Doesn't have cap, but of course you can have 50 trees at the same time. So once again, anytime there is something to heal, Guardian should go out. In the case there will be some burst healing that is coming, just keep more stacks and use them at the same time to have biggest, like they will heal more and you will get improved healed too, so it's great to keep them more for the burst. What I also do, every 6 seconds they'll cast Moonfire. You don't want to cast Moonfire in this build, so as you see, I didn't cast a single one. That's why it's even question mark. I didn't use Moonfire a single time in this whole dungeon. It was always on 3. But still, 45 million damage. So yeah, keep using trees also for damage. Even if there is nothing to heal, you have 3 stacks, use 1, he will do Moonfires. You are happy, he is happy, everybody happy. And last thing about them, you don't need to target anyone. They will choose targets to heal quite effectively. They will choose targets that is with lowest health and also have some healing over time effects because Nourish is empowered by it. Just release them, you don't need to target anyone and forget about them, they will be healing. Moving on to 4th priority is Cenarius Ward. It's strong and quite fast Forest Druid, single target heal. You will apply first buff for half minute, and if that target will get damage, they will activate that healing part. So it's quite cheap and fast. Short cooldown, 20 seconds, so just keep using your cooldown to spot heal lowest health targets, or just keep using your tank. It's great to put it on tank before he go to new pack, because first few seconds of the new pack is quite crucial for tank, so it's quite good to have immediately that healing over time effect applied on him. Moving on, we have Swiftment. That's quite a big ability, so let's go straight to it. It's instant heal, also has some healing over time effect applied after. Not big, but another healing over time effect for our mastery. Swiftment cannot be used anywhere. You need to have a Rejuvenation, Bulk Growth, or a Regrowth healing over time effect on the target to use Swiftment. Why? Because before, Swiftment was consuming it. Now it's no longer consuming and it's even extending HOTS, but it still stays you need to use them on targets with them. So yeah, you need to have one of these 3 HOTS. I already mentioned it's extending duration of HOTS, so now targets you will use it on, all healing over time effects there are extended by 8 seconds. Huge deal, huge deal. But there is still a lot of huge deals with Swiftment, so after we use them, we also get Soul of the Forest buff that will empower our next heal, well, specific heal. So Regrowth or Rejuvenation, 150% increase healing, and Bulk Growth 50%. So this idly consumed single target heal, Regrowth, AoE, Bulk Growth. In the case there is not much to heal, I just use it on Rejuvenation on tank, because there will be strong Rejuvenation and tank is always getting some damage. But usually this, well, single target AoE, Regrowth and Bulk Growth. But sure, Rejuvenation can do too. Additional effects, the lower health is target when you use Swiftment, the more cooldown you will get back. So when it's somebody else dead, you will get up to 40% cooldown reduction. So you can use it more often. So keep using it. And after you use it, we get haste 10% for 6 seconds. And from our set piece, we are also increasing all our healing by 8% for 6 seconds. Nice haste, nice healing increase. That's why we keep it using often. Alright, moving on. We need to heal AoE. Bulk Growth, that's it. Finito. Alright, a little bit more. Bulk Growth is healing most from start, and then healing is declining over the duration. So don't prepare it long time before AoE. Just cast it when AoE starts. That's when you want to finish Bulk Growth. Ideally empowered by Soul of the Forest. And great to combine with Flourish, because if you extend some ability that is healing more, the longer duration you have, it's great. So if you empowered Bulk Growth with Soul of the Forest and then click Flourish, that's a nice combo. Alrighty, Moving on, we have Regrowth. That's our ability we are happy with because it's something we can react with. Others need to prepare and is healing over time effect, but Regrowth have a huge part that will heal instantly. So most of the heals from Regrowth is instant, the lesser is over time, but overtime effect of Regrowth will be also shared on a target with live blooms. So you can see it's less than half. This overtime effect is less than half. But if you have 2 targets with live bloom and you cast it on 3rd target that doesn't have live bloom, these healing overtime effects will get 3 people. So your target and also everybody with live bloom. In that case, suddenly the healing overtime effect is not that bad. And of course, healing overtime effect is increase your mastery, the usual. Also, if you cast 2nd Regrowth, or rather Regrowth on target that already have healing overtime effects, its critical chance is increased by 40%. That's really nice if you need to pump single target. So Regrowth is what we are spamming if you need to keep somebody who is lower than others, who doesn't have live bloom, whatever. Any case somebody is dropping low, Regrowth is the first thing we are going. Great for single target, big heals, and great for AoE bursts. But we want to be prepared, so ideally, if you have time to prepare on single target big healing, live bloom, rejuvenation, Cenarius ward, sweepment to extend it, another hot, and then you will start casting Regrowths. So you can prepare completely. Whatever you can prepare Regrowths too, that's a little bit waste. You extend it, another healing overtime effect from it, and then you are spamming Regrowths. So ideally this prepare for single target. Of course it matters if you have time for it. At least live bloom is quite huge. On AoE, you want to have prepare live blooms on 2 targets, effluence under the group, use Cenarius ward, release the trees, then empower, use sweepment to get that soul of the forest, empower wild growth, and then AoE damage hits as you finish casting wild growth, and then you just spam Regrowth on anybody who needs bow on lowest health targets. So don't go straight for Regrowth, there are steps before. Of course, if you didn't prepare and suddenly there is damage, or maybe you didn't expect it because somebody didn't interrupt it or something like that, and people really need to heal right now, forget about other hots, cast Regrowth. It's not best, but it's the way to do it. It's the best way how to do it. And let's not forget clear casting Regrowths that are a huge part, so we know already 3 of mana, 30% stronger, and casting another heal for another target. So with that clear casting you can squeeze it anywhere you need a little heal because it's completely free and it's quite effective. On the end of priorities we have rejuvenation. We are just using it when we are just like running, we need to move. Alright, other heals we need to cast. We'll apply rejuvenation or just a little bit more spot heal like when I'm preparing a single target. It's fine to increase healing of others, like it didn't do much. I barely casted it, just 23 times, because I healed so much from damage. I didn't need to. So there's a little bit filler, and I like to prepare when somebody is going to get strong damage, when it's a single target, or when it's AoE. Once again, live blooms, efflorescence, Cenarius ward already, empowered wild growth, and then we apply as many rejuvenations as we have time, so ideally 5. And then AoE damage burst of AoE damage will hit. So it's not best heal, but you know, you can compensate that druid healing is not that fast. You don't have some huge cooldown, you have just convoke on AoE burst, and that's it. So preparing some rejuvenation before, it's a great way to do it. Alright, just a little summary of priorities, so it's understandable. Keep 2 live blooms, efflorescence under the group, Grove Guardians keep releasing, almost on cooldown there is something to heal. Cenarius ward, important, sweepment, often. AoE is wild growth, if you don't need AoE, whatever. And regrowth spam, bam bam bam. And the rejuvenations here and there to squeeze a little or prepare for big bursts to compensate our lack of some huge AoE burst healing cooldowns, apart from our RNG convoke. But it's usually enough. Alright, that was easy part of the guide. That was easy part. Now about our healing from damage, or rather Dream of Cenarius. At same name for same thing. So how is this healing happening? It's through Dream of Cenarius talent. So Wrath is transferring 100% of its damage as heal, and Starfire 50% into nearby ally. If we have Heart of the Wild buff, this is healing double. Heart of the Wild buff is very important too, because not only is double heals from damage, but also is cast time reduce of balance spell by 30%, so we are doing damage faster, and damage is increased by 20% of these spells, so we are doing more damage too. So it's not only double, it's more than double if you have this buff. How to get it is with this long 5-minute cooldown, but it's for 45 seconds, that's decent. And also through Call of the Elder Druid, so every 1 minute. When you are in combat, if you shapeshift, so to the kitty, to the bear, or when you cast Star Search, you will get this buff for 15 seconds. Sadly, abilities like Incapacitating Roar or Stamping Roar are putting us into form, so you need to think about it to not waste it, but if you need to interrupt some casts, sure. It's better if something don't go through, then just keep this buff ready when you want to use it. But when I click it by mistake, well, rather it activates by mistake, when I use Incapacitating Roar, I just go with it and start doing more damage. It's fine. But just letting you know, it can happen without you knowing. Or I'm using Tiger's Dash, that's also starting this, so maybe I should switch. Maybe I should switch to Wild Charge. Maybe. Maybe. Alright, let's move on the bad news about this, and then when to use this healing from damage. So, the bad, sad, worst news about this is its healing is quite random. In comparison to other healers that heals from damage, like Monk and Paladin, when he plays Binks, that heals from damage, it's healing injured allies and it's split heal to injured allies. So it's healing all players that are injured. Or like Disco Priest is healing everybody without torment. Dream of Cenarius is healing only one ally. One target. And that will be still fine. But this one target is not target with the lowest health. If that would be one target, but with the lowest health, that would be much better. That target is random. It's a random injured ally. It's not saying injured, but I tested, it's injured. And, well, you know, if that would be damage, it will do extra damage to random enemy, it's fine. But you as a healer, you need to keep people alive. So that's why you cannot count on this. That's why you cannot say, I'm doing a lot of damage and it's enough to heal from it. You cannot do that because then RNG can still just kill someone. It happened to me multiple times. Usually they got saved, like they use healing potion or like Paladin, use lay on hands on them, stuff like that. So usually they didn't die, but it happened many times. There was somebody, let's say 30% of health, and there was tank. And tanks are getting constantly damage. Like dead guys are usually not full, warriors are usually not full. Most tanks are usually not full. That means tank is usually injured target. So we have two injured targets. One is almost full, 95, 98, 99% of his health, and one target is 30%. This ability don't care. It don't care. It happened many times, situation like this, and it was healing tank, and then it healed tank again, and then it healed tank again, and then guess what? It healed tank again, and then I was hoping this is finally to him. No, it healed tank again. I was completely full, so it was mostly overheal anyway. So this is the reason you cannot bet, ooh, there is some boost or there is something I need to heal through, I can heal from damage. It's not reliable. So you want to heal from damage when it won't put anyone to danger. So when it's not much damage happening, you will do damage anyway, right? But you can now spend less time applying a little bit more odds. You can just heal it from damage, so if nothing serious is happening, it's fine. If somebody drop low, you can immediately start casting regrowths, and it's fine. And other situation is after bursts. So let's say last boss in Green Battle is doing multiple bursts, they're like every 50 seconds. It's something like that. And there is also a little ability that is doing damage, but You have time after this burst. You have 15 seconds, maybe even more, before another damage to group will come. That means even if they are on 20% of their health, apart from tank, because he's getting damage constantly, you don't put them in danger if you start healing only from damage. Because it's fine. They won't die. There is nothing that would do damage to them. So you can just keep slowly healing them with damage. And in the case you had bad RNG and somebody is still very low, you have still plenty of time to heal them with other abilities before another burst will happen, another damage to group will happen. So yeah, if there is not much to heal, or they are not in immediately danger because nothing will hit them, it's not possible to get damage from something in next X time. Of course, when another damage possibility is coming, yeah, then just heal them faster with somebody else if that RNG is bad. So yeah, that's the reason I didn't put it in priorities, because it can really heal bad targets, and then you will be sad and somebody will be dead. But it is what it is. It's still very fun and very strong. But if they change this to heal the lowest health target, this build would be absolutely rocket. This would be so much better. Oh, how much better this would be. So much better. But sadly we are not there. It's not working like that. There is one special occasion you can do more damage than, well, more healing from damage than others. That is when you have huge pool, and usually everybody cooldowns and everybody clicking Bloodlust, and mainly you have multiple targets. Let's say like first pool Necrotic Wake, first pool in Stonevolt, they are great examples. You can heal that mostly from damage. And it's not even that RNG, it's still RNG, but it's much better. And let me explain that. So of course, the more targets you have, the more damage is doing Starfire. I can go over 1 million, 1.5 million DPS, that's fine. That's real number you will do on these specs, of course with Bloodlust and many targets. That means you can do like from 2 to 3 millions health per second just from your damage. But there is still factor of your RNG, and that is healing only one target, that is quite random. But Starfire, as is hitting multiple targets, is not counting, it's not healing like together. It will count the whole ability, and there will be huge heal to one target. So let's say first pull Stormbolt I have here. Damage. So average cast I did 2 millions with one cast of Starfire. And I had Heart of the Wild, so it will double. So it's 100%, not 50%, so that means somebody should get 2 millions. So when it's critical, of course it will heal more, so up to 4 millions. As you see, 21 casts, 183 hits, and then you see heal, and this is 203 hits. It's because I casted some brats too after most enemies died. So you can see it hit targets 203 times. So every target hit with a Starfire is like generating new instance of heal that can hit the random target. So you have a huge probability everybody get enough heal. Of course you want to be ready to compensate and to be ready with regrowth and stuff like that. But once again, a huge probability. So you can see I mostly 60% of my healing was from Dream of Cenarius. So this is one of the few occasions we can bet on that healing from Dream of Cenarius, because it will heal so many targets, you have a high chance it will heal good target. Well, of course, so many targets who is injured. And of course I regrowth because I use Nature Swiftness with Convoke, and that Golem hit, that AoE, everybody drop low. So I definitely didn't heal only from Dream of Cenarius, I was ready to instantly start healing them with other abilities if I needed it right now. And the other heals is, oh, of course, trees. And before we started, like counter was going down, I started preparing healing overtime effects on targets, so I prepare life blooms, I put Cenarius ward on tank, rejuvenations while we was running there, I put efflorescence on the ground, then I cast Swiftment, then Wild Growth empowered by Swiftment, and then I click Flourish to extend all these hots, so they are still healing, and they are also healing on its own and proccing that clear casting, so I can spell heal somebody who would draw low. So I just prepare these hots, and then I click Flourish to extend, switch to Heart of the Wild, click big cooldown, and start spamming damage. So in this way, it was choosing quite good target. See, it's kinda split nicely. And it was not even big overheal, see? It's just 30%. That's because it was hitting, you know, many targets by few. So it was not bad. So yeah, these 3 occasions where it's best to heal for the damage. Priorities when we are doing damage and we want to heal from it. Starfire, if we have 3+ targets, we have less than that, it's a Vrat. And Star Surge is more or less just damage, you don't heal from it. But it can proc you this stuff, bam. So same as Form, you will get this 15-second buff, Call of the Elder Druid. So it's better to use this instead of Form, you will do some extra damage. And if you are focusing more about damage, not about healing, then use this as top priority on single target and then Vrat. If you really need to heal, well, you want to heal on single target because you not really need to, because it shouldn't count on this heal. So if you really want to heal from a single target, just cast Vrat forever. Well, of course, proc that buff with 1 Star Surge if you have that Call of the Elder Druid ready. Alright, a little note over here with the Blooming Infusion talent. So every 5 regrowths, we have Vrat Starfire instant and doing 100% more damage. So this proc we can use anytime. So we are healing with regrowths and I don't know, Peggy's Bolt, and we have ready. So Starfire is instant, that's amazing, it's quite long cast and it's double damage. So this proc you can squeeze anywhere, it's fine, it will do some decent damage and decent healing. And then every 5 Star Surge you cast, your regrowth is instant. So you combine this instant and also with the clear casting, nice spot heal here and there while you are doing damage. Cooldowns, Nature Swiftness makes your next regrowth instant, 3 of mana and healing 100% more. It's also for roots, combat rest, don't care, don't use it for it, use it for regrowth. So to save somebody's life who is really low, it's very strong single target heal. You can also combine this with Soul of the Forest buff, so it's 150% increase regrowth. With clear casting that is 30% increase regrowth. With the Nature Swiftness that is 100% increase regrowth healing, and you can do massive single target heal. Well, as also combination, it has big chance to be critical. I think the biggest hit I did with regrowth, initial heal, not overtime effects, was 13.5 million. I bet I can do more, but I need to get there. Well, a lot of numbers that you didn't even notice, so maybe I did more already, but yeah, it can be massive heal. So yeah, you can do this as strong single target heal, also great to save somebody's life. But the best use of it is with Convoke, because if you have this buff, it's increasing 100% heal of regrowth. And if you channel Convoke, this buff won't be consumed. So every regrowth that will be casted from Convoke will be 100% stronger. And after you finish channeling Convoke, you can still use this buff because you didn't consume it. So you can still do that strong regrowth on a target you choose. But every regrowth from Convoke will be much better. So I ideally use it together with Convoke. Well, so let's switch straight for Convoke. We're already talking about it. You will channel 3 seconds. And during that will be 12 random druid spells casted. If you are in normal form, it's usually heals. But also it's looking, if your group is full, it won't be that much heals, it will be more damage. When group is low, it will be more healing, but it's still RNG. If you are in bear, it's more tanky, you never want to use it with bear. And if you're using Kitty, it will quite decent single target heal, or sorry, it's decent single target damage. And you also heal a little from Kitty. So it's, if you really don't need to heal for min-max damage, use Convoke. Go to Kitty, go on a melee, single target, bam, Convoke. It's fine. But usually AoE bursts. On single burst healing, it's better to just make it yourself. Start clicking it. And just don't forget you have this talent, so it's easier to time Convokes. It's not reducing cooldown by 15 seconds, but it's like saving 15 seconds. So if you have Convoke ready, like I didn't use it now, if I use it, it's 15 seconds shorter. See, I already applied, it's just 45. If I use it again on cooldown, instantly, it's a minute again, because you need to save this 15 seconds like you didn't use it for next 15 seconds. But it's the great way to time this better into some AoE bursts. Alright, moving on, we have Flourish. Good old friend, extending all our health by 6 seconds on everyone, and also increasing healing on time effects by 25% for 8 seconds. So generally, anytime we have a lot of HOTS and we need to heal, we click it, and there is 2 good opportunities where to do it. So, as I said, like press pull in Stormbolt to prepare these HOTS, so something is healing else than just your damage, so you don't need to count 100% of damage and healing from it. So it's great to prepare before you go full ham on damage. Or as a compensation to Convoke, if you don't have Convoke and AoE burst is coming, then Life Blooms, Effluence another group, release the trees, use Cenarius ward on someone, then apply as many rejuvenations as you have time, then Swiftman to extend something and get Soul to Forest, then Wild, and after that Wild, click Flourish, and then you're just spamming Regrowth, doing that burst when it's already hit right now. So yeah, to compensate for missing Convoke. Then we have Heart of the Wild. I won't explain this. We understand it, we use it for increase our damage, and then heal from it. We know it. It's fine. And then we have Tranquility. It's not AoE burst heal, alright? That's all you need to understand. It's not AoE burst heal. Don't use it for AoE bursts. It's healing just too slow. It's too slow. It's fine, but too slow. Better what you do is just spam Regrowths. Doing that burst, you will heal more faster. Of course, it will cost you more mana, but you are good with mana. You just need to heal fast during that burst. When to use Tranquility? It's to reset your cooldowns, to have Convoke and maybe even Flourish for the next burst. That's what you use Tranquility for resetting your cooldowns. Also defensive, it's fine for it. Bam, casting it, see, I'm getting lower cooldowns. It resets absolutely everything. You also don't want to waste healing from it, so ideally to cast it when there is something to heal, but not in the burst AoE moments. Just spam Regrowths or Convoke, really. Good example where to use Tranquility is after burst happens. Of course nobody is full yet, so you use Tranquility, but you are not in rush because you have, I don't know, 10 seconds before next damage hits. So you just keep channeling Tranquility. It will be used for healing because you need to heal them to full anyway to be prepared for next burst, and you will reset your cooldowns so you have actually good abilities ready for burst and not Tranquility. So not for AoE burst, but it's still fine. But mostly for resetting that cooldowns. Once again, I just need to say it because I know how people are using Tranquility. Use the Regrowths during burst AoE. Regrowths. It's better. It's do more. Better, do more. Faster. Alright, we are done. We are done. On the end, I usually mention damage. But we are doing damage anyway for healing. So yeah, we are at the end, and I checked OBS, and the correct button was clicked, and I recorded everything. So this is my second take. I hope you understand everything. I hope you enjoy the guide. I hope you're excited to try this. I really recommend you to try. I myself, I was thinking when I seen what they're playing that I would just try it a few times and never try it again. But I like it, and it's performing too. So definitely give it a try. It's fun. It's really fun, and it's really performing too. That will be everything from me. If you have any questions, just leave a comment. I will be glad to answer. I try to answer as soon as possible. If you prefer text guides, and you can hop on my Discord. Every single guide I have videos on, I have it there in text form. If I'm recording these videos, I'm following that guide on other screen, so it's exactly the same points, it's exactly the same thing. So just hop there if you prefer those texts. Thank you for watching. Think about liking and subscribing, it's helping me a lot, and goodbye.